theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated.
I'm super excited!
Attracted persons. No. So don't judge people just because they want to have sex with a father.
So that was a student recording the conversation between him and his teacher, when the teacher apparently said not to call somebody a pedophile, but rather call them a MAP, which is a minor attracted person. The teacher also went on to say you should not judge somebody just because they want to have with a 5-year-old. This is what is being taught to our children in school, rather than learning their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Whoever condones this type of behavior is wrong, just so wrong. And y'all need some serious, serious help. And for those of you who even think that it is okay to change the terminology from a pedophile to a minor attracted person, y'all need help too. Because normalizing any inappropriate act with a minor is foul and disgusting and sickening on every level possible. So therefore, if you condone it, you are a sick, twisted individual.
You are all pedophiles, shading ththese kids away from their parents. If you guys would not adjust the way that you talk to these parents, I would not have to be here today. Parents are the ultimate authority over children. They do not have the same rights as adults. These parents have rights over their children, regardless of what your opinions are or any of these radical people that are in this building today. Children that come to school are here to learn and understand, not be indoctrinated into a program where ideally a boy can become a girl and a girl can become a boy, which is medically impossible. Gender-affirming care is anything but. Gender-affirming care is anything but. Gender-affirming care is castrating and chemically inducing children into a life that rips them of the benefits of being a human. All under my name, all under my community. Why? Because my community is filled with mental issues, drug addiction, unaliving rates, all under the umbrella of wanting to be prideful. This has nothing to do with acceptance. It has nothing to do with my rights. In areas where my community flourishes, we still experience the same results. If you were to be respectful to the parents that stand on my side of the aisle, I would not have to be here today. Going against my community, going against the transgenderism does not make you homophobic and it doesn't make you transphobic. But what does happen is, when you encourage this behavior, you become homophobic yourselves. Leave the
A troubling protest at a Burlington middle school during a Pride Spirit Day. The 19 Police Agreshi is live in Burlington with the very latest.
Ryan, and that incident that happened here at the Marshall Simmons Middle School in Burlington is now sparking a town-wide discussion.
These displays of intolerance and homophobia are unacceptable and impact the whole community.
Parents and community members speaking up at Burlington's Select Board meeting Monday about an incident at the Marshall Simmons Middle School on June 2nd.
I thought Burlington was a safer place.
The principal of the middle school detailing what happened in a letter sent home to families, writing with what she said was a, quote, extremely heavy heart. I learned that some students had independently organized a counter message to Pride Spirit Day. This became evident in the lunchroom, where several groups of students wore red, white, and blue or black, including face paint. The principal says stickers, banners, and signs were also being torn off walls and crumbled into water fountains. And groups of students were heard chanting, "USA are my pronouns." And students glared intimidatingly at faculty members showing pride. Students were shamed into removing their stickers or covering their clothing with rainbows. The principal says she did receive some feedback that the counter message was in response to the school not recognizing the observance of Memorial Day this year. The principal called it an oversight and said they apologized to students on Monday, but she said she wishes students would have contacted her directly, writing respect for the observance of Memorial Day and respect for the LGBTQ community are not mutually exclusive. The principal says she hopes to turn this unfortunate incident into a learning opportunity. Members of the select board weighing in.
I think what we need to do is turn down the temperature and instead of talking at each other, look each other in the face and talk to each other. Hear each other's concerns, complaints, and try and walk a mile in someone else's shoes. And I think that would go a long way.
The board promising to work harder to establish a concrete diversity, equity, and inclusion program within the town and the school. The superintendent of schools aiming to hire for that position within the next couple of months.
These are people who are our friends. They're not our enemies. And it's just time for everybody to open up and listen.
I think it will take some time. It takes a lot of hard work and conversation, but I believe in Burlington. I believe we can get there.
Wow, Miss Clark. Wow. Why are you showing this to kids?
Hey, I'll warn you guys now, if you're going to be inappropriate, I will have supervision down and give all of you a Saturday school for next year. So knock it off. Okay.
She had an issue up here about my grandson being in a dress. I mean, I'm trying to see what the issue is about that.
Okay, you'll have to talk to Dara.
Who's Dara?
Director. She's down in the other classroom.
Is she the one that was in charge of the kids while my grandson?
I was, but I can't talk to you.
Why?
Because you're not on the form. So we'll have to get Dara up here and see if she will let you. I mean, talk to you about it.
I mean, first of all, I'm coming down here because we don't do that. The transgender and all that. We don't do that.
I understand. I don't need
and I don't appreciate you encouraging him to put on no dress for the second day too. I don't appreciate that. And don't think this is going away. I'm going further with this.
Okay. Go down and talk
no, I'm not done talking to you. I'm letting you know the next time that you put any kid in a dress, we're going to make you go viral.
Okay. You need to go talk to my director. Because I, as a teacher...
No, I'm letting you know I got an issue with you about that. I'm not playing with you.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But you should have called me before you made the decision to put my grandson in a dress.
Okay, you can speak to the...
No, I'm speaking to you.
Please do not talk to me in that tone with my children.
I wouldn't be up here if you wouldn't have put my grandson in no dress. Well, do what you got to do. No, I'm taking it up with you.
New Jersey's Department of Education just released their yearly enrollment report, and the number of students who don't identify as a man or a woman jumped over 4,000% in 4 years. 4,000%. This isn't happening on its own. These kids aren't just waking up and saying, I'm going to be a them. They're doing it for attention. They're getting force-fed the agenda in class. Take this high school math class in Huntington Beach, California. These kids should be gearing up for algebra. Instead, math is now teaching gender theory. A student named Ivory took a video of what her math teacher made the class sit through. Watch this.
Wow, Miss Clark. Wow. Why are you showing this to kids?
Hey, I'll warn you guys now, if you're going to be inappropriate, I will have supervision down and give all of you a Saturday school for next year. So knock it off.
So Ivory was brave enough to film the teacher's lesbian kissing video in math, but because it's California, the teacher took away her phone and reportedly threatened her. And now Ivory's lawyered up and filing a police report. Fox reached out to Ivory School for comment, have not heard back so far. So, Ivory, when the teacher put on the lesbian kissing video for Pride, what kind of math were you supposed to be learning?
We were supposed to be studying for our final, which was next week. That was our final week. We were supposed to be getting on studying, and she was supposed to be preparing us. We had 5 minutes left of class, and she decided to play this video.
What did she say before she put the video of the lesbians kissing on?
She didn't say nothing. I just went and had to figure out a way to get my phone so I can get it on tape, so I can get everyone's reaction.
And it sounded like the students in the class were a little upset by this. What was the reaction there?
The children in the class were upset because most of them didn't think this was something that they needed to see. This is not something we need to be seeing or learning in class. It does not have to do with anything. They didn't do nothing for Memorial Day. They didn't say anything about the military, but they did say something about LGBTQ.
Yeah, and we don't care if lesbians kiss, but it has nothing to do with math, and it shouldn't be shown to high school students in the middle of the day.
Children.
Exactly. So, Counselor Steele, what kind of action are we going to be taking with this teacher?
There's a lot going on here. It wasn't just one teacher. It was every single class. Didn't matter what they were teaching. They threw that in. So it comes from the principal and the school district. Ivory and her mother filed a police report because she was assaulted and battered by the teacher. The teacher came over, grabbed the phone. There was a tussle, and then took the laptop and took it away from her. You just can't touch and manhandle a student, and that's exactly what she did. She'll have to be accountable for that.
Get your children out of schools. Now watch this.
Oh yeah. Anybody know what a shimmy? I think I have that. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy. Yeah,
Two families in Colorado are now suing their children's school district after staff allegedly pushed students to join an LGBTQ after-school club. Colorado mother Erin Lee is bringing the lawsuit along with her husband and another family, and she says her 6th grade daughter was urged to join the school's Gay-Straight Alliance by teachers and other educators. Erin spoke with Harris last hour describing what her daughter told her about one of the club's meetings. Watch.
We gave our consent for her to attend art club that day, but when she got there, she very quickly learned it was actually Gender and Sexuality Awareness Club. And not just that, but the art teacher had invited in an outside presenter into the classroom that day. And this woman did absolutely unthinkable things with the kids. She talked to them about puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones. She said that their parents might not be safe, that they don't have to tell parents where they are, not just for this meeting, but for future meetings she holds in the community.
Harris, this interview was fascinating, and everything she articulated to you is present in her lawsuit against that school district.
Look, the part that was probably most jarring for me, we learned later in the interview, and that was that the kids have been told, don't tell your parents, even about that initial meeting, and a lot of the kids adhered to that. Like, they didn't know any better not to go home, and she said for some of them it was a year later before those parents learned what those kids, and they had been going to these meetings. I mean, that, I believe, is close to the definition of indoctrination. Come long periods of time, learn something counter to maybe what your parents would sign off on, memorize all of the rules in and out of the club, that sort of thing. And a lot of it was just gender transitioning. I know you talked to LGBT, but it was more than that. It was more than the community of LGBT. It was about changing your body and that whole process without parental knowledge, not just consent.
Right. And indoctrination at a minimum, I mean, regardless, that is squarely within the definition of unacceptable, Rachel. The suit as well alleges that students who came out as transgender during that meeting were rewarded. This is quoting from the suit here. Children who came out as transgender, the teacher there awarded prizes, LGBTQ paraphernalia such as toys, flags, and other swag. So several students declared their transgender status in that meeting, and feeling pressure to do the same and wanting to receive the prizes, the student mentioned in the lawsuit did as well.
Yeah, and some of the kids, of course, come out confused and then have suicidal thoughts. I mean, this is serious stuff. One of them said that they, attempted to drink bleach because she was, feeling, depressed and confused. Just imagine for a second if this was not a Gay-Straight Alliance club, but this was a Christian atheist club, and they were secretly baptizing children. I mean, imagine the uproar and how much they would be screaming about parental rights. This is an effort to separate children from their families values, and turn them into activists. And parents need to wake up. This is exactly what this is about. This is classic Marxist communist stuff.
And all under the secrecy and guise
I have no idea why you want drag queens to read books to your children. What in the hell has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them and admire them so much? Other than put on makeup and jump on the floor and writhe around and do sexual things on stage. I have absolutely no idea why you would want that to influence your child. Would you want a stripper or a porn star to influence your child? It makes no sense at all. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults. There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on. And backstage, there's a lot of nudity, sex, and drugs. So I don't think that this is an avenue you would want your child to explore. To actually get them involved in drag is extremely, extremely irresponsible on your part. And I understand you might want to look like you're with it, that you're cool, that you're woke, that you're not a Nazi, that you're not a homophobe, whatever it may be. But you can raise your child to be just a normal, regular, everyday child without including them in gay, sexual thing.
I want to talk to the kids, the young kids. Hi kids! There's no such thing as a boy or a girl. Biological sex is fake. If you need a family, you can come hang out with me. They may not see the real you. Let them lose you. I coach a lot of people one-on-one who want to go no contact with their parents and cannot bring themselves to admit it. I will tell you about going no contact. So you're going no contact. You're considering going no contact. We could connect in a way that has more privacy so that we could talk to each other in a way that's more open and stuff that we wouldn't share like in the comments. I find girlhood to be inspiring, something I draw strength from and excitement from.
That's funny. That's a good one. No, the funny thing is I tried to report this guy early on, but TikTok did not find anything wrong with him. In fact, the first video I saw, he said, okay, it's time for the parents to step out of the room. It's time for me to talk to the children. Basically, he was saying, don't be mean to someone you see walking down the street in a dress. No, I think we should point and laugh and show them that they belong in a circus. But anyways, this guy collabs with a certain gentleman that was sponsored on Bud Light cans. And they try to get their information out there together. But for some reason, since the guy on the Bud Light cans, can't say his name because of censorship, is going through all his problems and getting, people calling him out and stuff. This guy kind of cut ties with him, and he's doing his own thing. Well, he's still on the platform. He's still programming your children. And while I'm on this subject, we've all heard of Jojo Siwa, right? Well, did you know recently Jojo Siwa is collabing with James Charles and another guy that's a known pedophile, and they're going to be putting out content and stuff. Let me ask you, why is this behavior just targeted to children? Because we know as adults, we see this in movies on the street or something, we know it's wrong, we tell them it's wrong, and we go on about our business. We don't want it to continue. We don't want a kids' program. But why is it? Children stars, people that children idolize, are the only ones doing these things. First off, why is James Charles still on the platform? I thought it came out he was a pedophile because of all these messages he was sending to underage boys and stuff. This is the same man you guys said it was okay for you to have your son sit down on his video and put makeup on your face. I tell you what, this world, these people don't have any morals, don't have any values, and that's dangerous. I have been censored, suppressed, and taken down many times going against this agenda. But I don't stop, because this message needs to go out there. We won't stop. We won't sit down. We kind of sit there for a little bit to, show you, LGBT community, what we's trying to warn you about. You guys wanting all these rights. There's nothing wrong with you wanting rights at all. That's fine. We all deserve rights. This is America. But I don't see a normal gay person, lesbian, or bisexual forcing the stuff down our children's throat. It's the wannabes, the fakes, and the posers. Because this has been so wrong for so long that all these people that feel like, they're outcasts or they need attention or something, they're jumping on the newest train, the newest bandwagon, the newest trend. It went on for too long, guys. You didn't put your foot down, so now you're in the middle of it. You're included in that alphabet community, so we'll put our foot.
Somebody's boo-hooing about the agenda being pushed in our school. I like a comment. It's halfway right. The narc behavior, no, the other ones need to just sit down and shut up because we don't support that kind of behavior. And yes, you are right, they make news programs to distract you from what's going on, and news programs for you to react to. First off, you need to realize all the news is fake. All of it's controlled. It's all controlled by the same company, so whether you're getting your information from over there and I'm getting my information over here, it's wrong. What you need to do is research. Research is very important. Google is not a reliable source. Social media platforms are not a reliable source. So it's narc behavior for the children to act that way against an agenda, but it's not forceful behavior when it's being forced on the children. Here's a jab, but it's not a jab at the LB. It's a jab at the rest of the alphabet. You people need help. You guys are mentally damaged. Just like most of us, we have mental problems. We all have mental problems. So don't act like you don't. We all have a problem, but your guys' go past, because you're not on medication, you're able to advertise it throughout the world, and there's dumbass people that sit at home, house moms, that listens to you and want your kids to play with your kids, that's dressing like a woman, and this and that. No. We're not in Beverly Hills. We don't support this behavior. And because someone's making a video about the kids acting up over this behavior because they don't want it, is not narc behavior. It's spitting out the truth. So like I said, you have half of your comment right. The news is created just to distract, confuse, and hide what's really going on. This agenda of all this behavior was pushed through Hollywood and pushed through soccer moms and this and that. Moms letting their kids play with the other kids. And look, the world doesn't agree with this behavior. It needs to be stopped. It shouldn't have been in the place to begin. So the LGBT community wanted to get married, wanted to go on, like, I guess, a normal life like everybody else. Congratulations, you wanted to be unhappy just like everybody else. But we tried to warn you guys, and we're not your enemy. We support you. It's not a problem. Everybody's different. But we tried to warn you, once you got your way, other people were going to kick the door open. Nobody wanted to listen. No, it's all about free love. It's all about this and that. No, it's not. It's about an agenda programming your children. The narc behavior is what gets me. The narc behavior. Because you see these people at Disney standing up saying, we've been suppressed for so long, we're going to push our information out there. We're going to show the world what we're all about. Well, here's some news that you didn't get off the news and it's nowhere to be found. But Disney is flopping. They are in debt big time because they try to push this stupid agenda. You want to ask me how I know this agenda is being pushed? Because my videos are taken down anytime I talk against it. Your pedophile time is up. You guys will not win. Your time is over.